Okay, now we will pay homage to the Buddha by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. So today we have to continue Kaṅkhāvitaraṇavisuddhi, purifications of overcoming doubt. So we have causes, we also have effects. Partly, we have already explained. To overcome the doubts, we have to know cause and effect relationship. We have to overcome doubt about the past, doubt about the present, and doubt about the future. Okay, according to Bodhisattva, we have 5 past causes: avijja, ignorance; sankhara, formation; tanha, craving; upadana, clinging; bhava, becoming. Here, actually, bhava also can be considered as karma bhava, the karmic fox. So in the past, we have already accumulated many karma, accompanied by ignorance and craving and clinging. Then this karma will produce new life. That's why we can say these are the 5 past causes that produce rebirth in this very life. So we also accumulating many kusala karmas and akusala karmas in this very life, accompanied by ignorance, craving, and clinging. And these present causes will produce rebirth in the future lives. So these are called cause and effect relationship. We have to know all these causes of the past. So we have already explained many things about past causes last week. Then also we have already explained to the some rebelling in consciousness of the past, the cause of rebelling in consciousness in the past. Then also we also have already explained some example of the discernment of the past. But anyway, when we can know all these causes and effect relationship, we can overcome doubt about past and present and future. These are important part of past causes. Now we also have some other causes. I will not list out here. For example, when we study about Samudaya Dhammanupassī, Navaya Dhammanupassī, there will be only avijja, tanha, and then karma. Only 3 causes. Avijja means ignorance, tanha, craving, and also karma. Karma bhava, right? Becoming, or we can say karmic fox. So we also have this kind of explanations or interpretations or in some part of Buddha's teaching. So these 5 causes are better, so it will be easier for understanding, so also more complete. That's why I choose this topic. So later, unavoidably, we also have to explain 3 causes. So now I will introduce 5 causes. So when we talk about different originations, there are also 3 types of saga existences. The first one is a kilesavada, phase of defilements or round of defilements. According to previous 5, we also have avijja, ignorance; tanha, craving; upadana, clinging. These are kilesavada, phase of defilements or round of defilements. According to different originations, we can also learn many other things. For example, avijja paccaya sankhara. Avijja is defilements. Sankhara is kama vata. The sankhara paccaya vijnanam. So number 2 is the kama vata, face of kama or round of kama. In the case of sankhara paccaya vijnanam, it also can be sankhara is a kama, vijnana is a vipaka. Face of result or round of result. In the case of kama vata, actually we can know many other things. For example, sankhara is also one of the part of the kama. Not only that, we also have like a bhava, kama bhava. This is also kama vata. So these are called round of kama. Vipaka vata will be very wise. For example, vijnana, sankhara paccaya vijnana. This is also vijnana is a vipaka vata. Similarly, bhava paccaya jati. If bhava is kama bhava, jati will be vipaka vata. So if we summarize, we have defilements. We also have kama. That kama will produce new life, new existence. So when we are going to practice different originations, we also have to know these 3 rounds of saga or existences. If we don't know, we cannot understand the different origination. So when discerning cause and effect relationship, the meditator must discern these 3 rounds or these 3 sagas of existences. Actually, there are many parts of different originations we should explain. It will be too wide. Today, we also have to talk about karma. So as we have already known many different things about karma. So here I should introduce 4 different types of karma according to the effects. So it will take place. The first one, Ditta Dhamma Vedaniya karma. Presently affected karma. It is a wholesome or unwholesome volition, or the first of 7 inversions. So sometimes we can experience the effect of karma in this very life. It can be wholesome, it also can be unwholesome. So according to Abhidhamma, in every single karma, they will arise as mental process. In every mental process, there will be impulsions, mind moments. Actually, it will be 7 impulsions when we are accumulating kusala or akusala karmas. Among the 7 impulsions, the first impulsions will produce a result in this very life. This is called Ditta Dhamma Vedaniya karma. Okay, for example, in the case of Venerable Angulimala, he killed many people. Because of this unwholesome karma, when he was ordained, he was attacked by many people. This is the presently affected karma. Then similarly, there are many other karmas. For example, when we study Puna, one of the bankards, and he was previously worker of one very rich family, but he offered toothpicks to Venerable Sariputta, and also he also offered water to Venerable Sariputta. In the very day, he can get very big amount of gold. This is also presently affected karma. Okay, there are many stories like that at the time of the Buddha. They are called Ditta Dhamma Vedaniya karma, presently affected karma. Then 2, Upapajja Vedaniya karma, subsequently affected karma. is the wholesome or unwholesome volition of seven embodiments. So that means among the 7 embodiments, my moments, the last one will produce Upapacca Vedaniya Karma. That means it will produce the next life. We can say it will produce near future. Maybe our past karma will produce this life. This is called Upapacca Vedaniya Karma. For example, we may have offered food to somebody who needs. When that karma produces in this very life, next life, he can get plenty of food. Then he may get any food he wants, he needs. So that is called Upapacca Vedaniya Karma. Another one is the Aparabariya Vedaniya Karma. Indefinitely affected karma is the wholesome or unwholesome evolution of 5 middle embodiments. So among the 7 embodiments, the middle 5 will produce this kind of life. Aparabariya Vedaniya Karma means from second future to Nibbana. It can produce any life. It can produce is a result in any life before we enter Nibbana. This is called Aparabariya Vedaniya Karma. So for example, the Buddha's case, Buddha had some akusala karma in the past. He feels headache. So this is a Aparabariya Vedaniya Karma. Many life ago, many kapas ago, he had accumulated that kind of akusala karma, right? When seeing a fisherman beats the head of fish, he was happy. Then that kind of happiness is also akusala karma. Then it produced its result when he became a Buddha. This is called Aparabariya Vedaniya Karma. Okay, these 3, Ditta Dhamma Vedaniya Karma, presently affected karma, Upapacca Vedaniya Karma, subsequently affected karma, and Aparabariya Vedaniya Karma, indefinitely affected karma. So these are the conditions of the karma that will take its effect if we have conditions. So that means which one will produce this life, which one produce next life, which one produce until we attain Nibbana. We can understand according to these 3. We also have the last one among these 4, Ahosi Karma. Ahosi Karma means lapse karma. It fails to take effect. If the previous 3 types of karma are defined, they will not take effect anymore after Nibbana. Okay, I have given the example of Venerable Angulimala. As Buddhists, we have understood that if we make some mistakes in this very life, it will produce effect in the future. Then here, in the case of Venerable Angulimala, although he had to kill many people, nearly 1,000 people, he had attained another ship. After Nibbana, it will not produce any result of his Paranipata karma. So before attaining Nibbana, we cannot say Ahosi karma, lapse karma, right? So when we enter Nibbana, we can experience, oh, it will be a lapse karma or Ahosi karma. It will fail to take effect. So we can understand these 4 types of karma according to the rasatic place. Then we also have to know a few more things about other karma. the 4 categories of karma according to which karma that will take effect first. Actually, for Buddhists, we are very familiar with these types of karma. The first one is a Garuka karma, weighty karma. As we have already know the weighty karma, right? Because many times I have already talked about weighty karma in many different talks. Okay, now the first one, when we talk about Garu karma, weighty karma, like killing parents, killing father, killing mother. It must be biological father, biological mother, right? Not adopted parents. So anyway, it doesn't mean we can kill, right? The adopted parents, right? It doesn't mean. That means we are not allowed to kill any living beings according to Buddha's teaching. If we kill our biological parents, it's a heavy karma, weighty karma. Then another thing is like a killing an arhat. Arhat is also very high value. They have very superior morality, superior concentrations, superior wisdoms, superior emancipation. That is why when we kill an arhat, this also weighty karma. Then we have another one. That is shedding blood of the Buddha. So like, for example, Venerable Devadatta, he tried to assassinate the Buddha. Fortunately, he could not kill, but one of the pieces of stone hit Buddha's toe. There's a shedding blood. Then the physician, Jivaka, have to give treatment. Okay, the main thing is this also weighty karma. But now we don't have living Buddha. For example, if we destroy Buddha statues or pagoda, also can be similar to weighty karma. Right? So anyway, if living Buddha is a really weighty karma. If non-living Buddha, we can say it's similar to weighty karma. Another one is making schism in Sangha. Many people thought that it's very easy to make schism in the Sangha, but not easy actually. You might have some wrong view. You're trying to persuade some bhikkhus to approve your wrong idea, your wrong view, wrong teaching. Then they were split into 2 groups. They will not work together. They will not do Patimokkha together. Then they will not do Pavarana or any Sangha transaction together. That can be considered as schism. So to make Sangha Bheda karma, at least you may need 8 bhikkhus. Among the 8, 4 of them follow you. Then it will be Sangha Bheda karma. Making schism in Sangha. Making disunity in the Sangha. Actually, it will be very wide to talk about weighty karma, especially Sangha Bheda karma. So in Vinaya, we also explain many different things about the conditions and the base of schism. So, okay, for practically in Myanmar now, we have 9 different Nikaya. Although we have 9 Nikaya, we can work together. That means if we have Sangha karma, for example, now in Pautaya is Shujya Nikaya. We can invite Sudama Nikaya bhikkhu to Pautaya to make some Sangha karma. They will join us. Sometimes they will invite us to join their activities. We can also join them. And this is called United Sangha. Although we have different Nikaya, we can work together. It's different from other countries, right? Our neighboring countries, like Thailand, and then 3 Nikaya, right? They cannot work together. In Sri Lanka also, they cannot work together. It's totally different. In Myanmar, we have 9 Nikaya, we can work together. So, okay, the main thing is ski things are not that easy. Although we make different community according to the conditions, right? But we can work together. In this case, we cannot say Vedic karma. Okay, again, we have to talk about Ajna karma, habitual karma. So habitual karma means in our daily life that we may do every day. It can be kusala or agusala. It can be called habitual karma. Okay, one more thing about Guru karma again, right? I have to talk about kusala karma also. I just talk about agusala karma, right? In the case of kusala, so the previous one. No, this one. Guru karma, right? Guru karma also, Vedic karma means we have wholesome Vedic karma. For example, jhanas and then path and future knowledge. They are also called Vedic karma. Okay, among the agusala karma, we also have one more thing. This is a persistent wrong view. That means unchangeable wrong view. Sometimes we have wrong view, but we cannot change wrong view. This also can be considered as a Vedic karma. Okay, for about Ajnaka karma, that means habitual karma means, okay, we should approach practically. Now, many of listeners here are Buddhists. In your daily life, you may offer flower to the Buddha, or you may change water, offer water to the Buddha. This also can be considered as an Ajna karma, habitual karma. Another thing is chanting every day, or chanting whenever you are free, for example. This also can be considered as habitual karma. Then meditation. You may have habit of meditating every day. Then this also habitual karma. So it depends on how we spend our time in our daily life. You may study something about Buddhism or Buddha teaching, or you may spend your time learning something, or practicing something, or doing, or chanting, or offering, or sharing, or undertaking precepts, or many different things. It depends on our daily life, how we live in our daily life. This is called habitual karma. Not only that, actually, there are many other things, although we don't do every day, right? For example, we may do once a week. Then we also have to prepare for it, right? So if we have to prepare for it, this is also called Vedic karma. So this is also called habitual karma. For example, you may offer a Sangha Dana every week, for example, every weekend, for example, right? So you have to prepare for it every single day, right? That means your mind will go to preparations every day or whenever you remember. This also can be considered as a habitual karma. So, okay, it will be very wide habitual karma. Similarly, we also have unwholesome habitual karma, such as breaking precepts. In the very beginning, we just break precepts, right? We're scared to break precepts. Later, it becomes habit. Although we break precepts, we don't feel shame. We don't scare anymore, right? It becomes habitual agusala. When it becomes habitual agusala, it's very difficult to change. And this is also very bad, right? Also bad agusala. This is also bad karma. Okay, you can also understand many other things. For example, wrong view, wrong speech, wrong thoughts. All the things can be, if we have everyday wrong thoughts, it also can be ajnaka karma. Right? It's very bad karma, right? The asana karma, near death karma. So that means when we remember something in our near death moments, this also can be considered as a near death karma. Or when we may do something in our near death moments, this is also called near death karma. So sometimes we also have some urgent invitations, right? Even as a bhikkhu, I have been to many houses for urgent dana. For example, their parents are sick, or their relatives are sick, or one of their relatives is very seriously sick. Then we are invited to do some chanting or some numorana into their house. Then we have to chant there. I also have experienced one time in Mudo, not very far from Paotoya, right? In one house, when we are chanting, the lady passed away. Actually, in the middle and on the way of, we are still chanting, right? She passed away when we are chanting. So that kind of thing also happened. Anyway, the main thing is this our chanting will be near death moment karma for her. Asanaka karma, right? Maybe she may remember some of her past her karma in the past or in her life in near death moments. This also can be asana karma. Okay, now 4, Gatata karma. Accomplished karma. Accomplished karma means just we do it without any attentions, unintentional, and we do something, right? For example, on the way, we step on the insect, and later we feel a little bit guilty. We feel a little bit bad in our mind. So actually, this by accident we do it. We make it, but we feel guilty, right? Just accomplished karma. Similarly, by chance we may see some bhikkhu on the way, or some good bhikkhu, right, on the way, and we feel happy. When seeing his good behavior, right, we feel happy. This is just accomplished karma. By accident, we met him, we feel happy. This is called Gatata karma. Right? So the first one is the strongest karma. The second one is the strong. The third one is also strong, but the last one is very weak. So it depends on the karma we have already accumulated. It will take effects in our lives. That means in the future lives. For example, in the case of Venerable Devadatta, he has accumulated Garuga karma. He was born in the hell. Similarly, in the case of Ajatasattu, he has mighty karma, killing his father. He had born in the hell. This is a Garuga karma. So there are many other cases like Ajinaka karma, Asanaka karma, or Gatata karma, right? It will produce a result in the future lives. This is called the categories of karma according to which type of karma take effects. Okay, now we have the next group. When karma matures, it may take one of the 4 functions. So now we have accumulated some karma, but as long as it's not very mature yet, it will not take effect. When karma becomes mature, it will take one of these functions. The first one is a Janaka karma, protective karma. It produces reverse and the new life, and karma produces materialities and resulting material aggregate. This is called Janaka karma. Okay, for example, in the case of a frog who had opportunity to listen to Buddha's doctrine, Buddha's preaching, on hearing that, he thought, oh, this Buddha is teaching. He just heard the sounds. He couldn't understand the meaning of the Dhamma, but he was born in the Devarams. The listening to the Dhamma is the producing cause of all the materialities as a Deva. It is a rebalancing consciousness, rebalancing moments. This is called Janaka karma. Okay, similarly, there are many other karma. For example, in the case of Venerable Devadatta, he has accumulated mighty karma. Then he was born in the hell. Also, there will be karma produces karmas, materialities, and all other materialities there in his rebirth moments. is produced by mighty karma. Similarly, in the case of Ajatasattu, the mighty karma became Janaka karma. Then he was born in the hell. In the rewarding moments, all the mental aggregate, all the 5 aggregates are produced by mighty karma. This is called Janaka karma. So we all have Janaka karma. That's why we are born as a human being. So our Janaka karma will be wholesome karma, because we are born as a human being. Not only that, we also know good and bad. We are also wise enough to know good and bad. That's why we can say we are perfect human being, right? Compared to somebody who cannot know human language or who cannot understand good and bad. Anyway, the main thing is we all had Janaka karma. All the Janaka karmas are good. That's why we are born as a human being. So we have 5 gates as a human being in this very life. In the very beginning of this life, we have karma produced materialities. Also, we also have residing mental aggregates. These are produced by kusala karma of the past lives. Then 2, upatamaka karma, reinforcing karma. So when we say reinforcing karma, it will produce we can say it will reinforce the result of wholesome and unwholesome, but it cannot produce any resulting aggregates. Okay, here I have to introduce a little bit more about upatamaka karma. Okay, we have Janaka karma in this very life. It can be kusala karma, right? If kusala karma, another kusala karma reinforce us, then our life will become better. Okay, I will give another example. Okay, we will be reborn as a human being in a poor family. Our Janaka karma produce us to be reborn in a poor family. But we have another kusala karma, reinforcing kusala karma. It will reinforce our life to be better. We will become rich. This is also can be called reinforcing karma. Okay, for example, if we are born in a rich family, produced by past karma, we make another reinforcing karma. Then it will reinforce us to prolong our wealth, or to be able to sustain our wealth. This is also called upatamaka karma. Actually, there can be many other types of upatamaka karma. Okay, in our past karma, our past karma is associated with the wisdom. That's why in this very life we are wiser. We are wise, right? So this is it, Janaka karma, protective karma. But there are another karma that makes us wiser, that may reinforcing karma. For example, we may offer the books to the sangha or something in the past, for example, right? This is one of the dhamma. Another thing is we may have other people with our wisdom, our knowledge. This also can be producing cause of wisdom, right? Then, although we may also have other people for their better educations or something, right? Then this also can be considered as the karma that can produce wiser, right? That will produce wisdom. According to 𝐙𝐸𝐺𝐸 Vibhanga Sutta, there's also one thing. If we ask proper questions to wise people, we may have proper discussions, then we can be wiser, right? This is also with great intention. If we ask questions or if we discuss to make our knowledge clearer. So that kind of kusala karma also can be reinforcing karma to be wiser in this very life. Okay, the main thing is, according to our past karma, we are born as a wise people. That there are also many past karma that can produce wisdom, right? That karma will reinforce to become wiser. Okay, for practically, we have many intelligent people. Their mind will not inclined to learn more and more. Okay, I should say very practical issue in Myanmar, right? Many of my classmates, they also finished Dhamacharya. Also, they are also knowledgeable when we are learning. But now they are not teaching. They are not learning anymore. Then they are wisdom level will remain the same. No more improvements. Right? This is they don't have reinforcing karma. Right? Okay, there are many of my classmates. They also finished Dhamacharya. They are also still learning. One of my classmates is actually known, he has already finished one Pitaka, for example, right? After that, because his heads are not very good, he stopped. Okay, the main thing is his karma will reinforce to be wiser. This is called reinforcing karma. And there are some of my friends, they may lose their memory. Even they cannot remember many part of learning the test we have learned. So that means it cannot prolong, right? They are learning, their knowledge. Okay, if we summarize, there can be many karma. Okay, some more the quick karma. For example, okay, very clear one we should talk about. We have longevity. Some of the karma will reinforce to live long. Similarly, we have many other good quality, such as beautiful or good looking. Right? Some kusala karma will reinforce the one. Are you one now, right? Sukha, happiness, or we can say wealth. Some of the karma will reinforce or prolong happiness or wealth, to be wealthy. Balance, strength. Right? Some of the karma will reinforce to be stronger or to have strength, or some of the karma will prolong, right, our strength. Then similarly, panya, wisdom or knowledge or experiences. Some of the kusala karma will reinforce. Okay, if we say there are many good qualities of human being, some kusala karma will reinforce and prolong the good quality. Okay, again, for about hell being, for example, they are produced by akusala karma. So in the hell, many akusala karma will reinforce. They are suffering to be stronger. Or some of the karma will prolong their suffering. This is called upatamaka karma. But it cannot produce any resulting aggregates, right? I already mentioned this is not, it does not produce new life. It just produces only reinforcing, or it just reinforces or prolong, right? The result of kusala and akusala. Now we have to continue the next one. It is about upapilaka karma, frustration karma. It obstructs and shortens or weakens the result of wholesome and unwholesome karma. Okay, sometimes although we have good karma, right? Because good karma produces this very life. But there are some akusala karma we have already done in the past. The akusala karma will obstruct, or it will make shorten. Right? That means or weakens the result of our kusala karma. Okay, we should say practical approach now. In the case of Ajatasattu, right? We should say prodigal, Ajatasattu. He killed his father. Also, he also accumulated many kusala karma in this very life. He was born as a human being also, right? Because of kusala karma. But he was killed by his son again. So he was born as a human being, produced by kusala karma, but obstructed by akusala karma, he was killed by his son. He passed away when young. So akusala karma make his kusala karma weaker. This is called upapilaka karma. Similarly, for about the animals or hair beings, they were born as an animal or as a hair being produced by akusala karma. But when kusala karma obstructs, then their lifespan will be shorter. Right? Maybe they may have better life. Right? We can say because kusala karma obstructs their akusala karma, then it can be the result of wholesome karma. Okay, briefly, we can understand upapilaka karma will be two different things. Kusala karma will obstruct akusala. Akusala karma will obstruct kusala karma. We can understand two different things. This is called upapilaka karma. So upaghataka karma, interceptive karma. So actually, in the case of upaghataka karma, it will be very wise. It's not only intercepts, sorry, here I'm intercept, right? Weaker karma, it also produces no results, to produce no results, but also pervades or allow another karma to produce its results, or it produces its own results. Okay, one more thing here. In the case of upaghataka karma, also it can be both kusala and akusala. As a human being, we have kusala karma. We are produced by kusala karma. If akusala karma intercepts, okay, here intercept means some kusala karma cannot produce its result. Or maybe it may allow another kusala karma or akusala karma to produce its result. Or it will produce, the akusala karma will produce its own result. So this is called upaghataka karma. It will be very wise. Okay, briefly, as I have also already written down in the script now, right? It will like make akusala karma weaker. Maybe weaker karma not to produce is a result. This is one thing. Or it will pervert with akusala karma, or it will allow another karma, or it will produce its own result. Huh? We have different conditions. This is called upaghataka karma. Actually, for all these things in detail, you can go and read the workings of karma. It will be easier for you, right? The workings of karma explain many things in detail together with the story. And these are called karma. Okay, now we have to move another one. When we talk about the karma, the Buddha also can know two antaras, variety. So we also have to think about it. Why I say this one? Because we have to discern cause and effect relationship. When we discern cause and effect relationship, we also have to know karma is a result. Then sometimes we also misunderstand. We can know all types of karma, but not truth. We cannot know all types of karma, right? So the Buddha can know the two antaras, the variety. That means karmandara, different strands or power of karma. So the Buddha can know which karma is strong, which karma is weak. So there are some karma that produce this very life. The Buddha also can know which karma is stronger, which karma is weaker. 2. Vipakandara, inferior and superior results. So that means we have different karma, they are giving different results. Right? So the Buddha also can know different result of karma. So only the Buddha can know the distant karmas and their results. Disciples and Vipassana practitioners cannot know that much in detail, but we can know just partially. Okay, one more thing. We have to say partially. Okay? Partially means, okay, we can know which karma produces this very life by practicing Vipassana. We cannot know many things in detail. Which karma is intercepted karma, which karma is right? The producing karma, which karma is frustrated karma. We don't know that much in detail. We just know partially which karma produces this life. Then we cannot know how weak, how strong it is. When we talk about karma ownership, or when we talk about kaya karma, vijaya karma, mano karma, about killing, stealing, anything about when we are talking about virtues, we have already mentioned, for example, like the efforts. When we have stronger efforts, it can be heavier karma. When we have weaker efforts, it will be weaker karma, right? Similarly, stronger defilements, weaker defilements, right? It will make, similarly, another one is like a victim. If victim is virtuous, it will be heavier. If victim is not very virtuous, it will be weaker. We can also say the value of victim, right? In the case of stealing, it can be the value of properties. There are many different things, right? So Buddha has already explained which karma is stronger, which karma is weaker. But when we are practicing, we cannot know that much in detail. When it becomes strong, when it becomes very weak, we cannot know that much in detail. Even Venerable Sariputtras cannot know that much in detail. Then again, without knowing anything about karma as a result, the meditator cannot complete descending cause and effect. Okay, one more thing here, right? Without knowing anything about karma as a result, we don't know anything about past karma. We cannot know which karma produces as a result in this very life. It produces this life. We cannot complete descending cause and relationship. Actually, I just copied this one from Visuddhimagga. Maybe different translation, maybe, right? Because now I use AI most of the time. I just use Pali, just copy into the AI and ask AI to translate. If something is missing, I just change some words. Anyway, so that means I can also get many other. Sorry, one more thing. This one cannot be from Visuddhimagga. They also can be other texts. I'm not sure. But yeah, I have found this one. Maybe from Visuddhimagga or from Visuddhimagga, either one. Anyway, the main thing is, for about overcoming doubts, we must know cause and effect relationship, or we must also know karma is the results. Without knowing or without discerning any karma is the results, practically, we cannot finish dependent origination. We cannot overcome doubt about past, present, and future. This is the main thing I want to share in this topic. Okay, briefly, we have already mentioned many things about the karma, but we also have to understand which karma produces this very life. It doesn't mean we have to know all types of karma, as I have mentioned before. Okay, now we have to move to the next one, Tirana Sutta, in brief. Actually, this Tirana Sutta is from Samyutta Nikaya. but I can also find that quotations in Nibbana Kamini Paripada, written by Paul Searo. So actually, this is also sort of reference of previous topic, right? Without knowing karma ownership, karma is a result, we cannot complete descending divine originations, right? To approve this according to Buddha teaching, I just use Tirana Sutta. I just bring this topic to today's Dhamma talk. Okay. If one has intention, ceteti, thought, pakabeti, an underlying tendency, anuseti, then they will be the cause of aramana, of kama vinyana. The cause, cause means aramana, right? Kama vinyana. If there is kama vinyana means consciousness, right? Because of the karma. It produces new existence. With the arising of new existence, there's a future, rebirth, birth, aging, death, along with the sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair. Okay, here we just use the Pali words ceteti, pakabeti, anuseti. I have to elaborate these Pali words with the slides. Right? But also mention here we have, in this context, there are three conditions of karma vinyana. The first is volitional formation, a reinforcing factor of karma. That is thoughts. I have to elaborate thought in the future, later, right? Then three, underlying tendency, anusaya. For about underlying tendency, you may have already known what are they. Because see, they are very common in Buddha teaching. Even in Abhidhamma, we have already talked about underlying tendency or latent tendency. Okay, so I should elaborate a few more things about Tirana Sutta, about ceteti. Next one. Right? So that means we have to know something about ceteti. So ceteti means wholesome and unwholesome karma in three existences. So that means without volitional formations, we cannot do any kusala and akusala karma. So as long as we are in the samsara, we may have cetana, right? Ceteti. We may have cetana. Wholesome karma and unwholesome karma. Here in three existences, that means in the karma runs also cover, right? Like a karma also like the karma also cover like human beings, divine beings, and hair beings, and also including gods or animals. They are called karma runs. In the karma runs also we are doing good and bad things. This is also called ceteti. So without that karma, we cannot have any new life. What about rupa rams? It also can be material Brahmans, time material Brahmans. They are also accumulating karma. Then they will be reborn in the future. Then arupa bhava, arupa maybe immaterial realms. Immaterial Brahma also accumulating karmas. It will produce new lives. There's here wholesome and unwholesome karmas in three existences. This is called ceteti. The pakabeti, we just talk about here in the previous translation, I just say thoughts, right? We have thoughts. What kind of thoughts do we have? Tanha kappa, thoughts of craving. So that means we can also say the thoughts that associate with craving. So in our daily life, we may have attachment to something. We may have craving for something, living things or non-living things. Then this can be considered as Tanna Kappa. Those are Ditti Kappa, thoughts of wrong view. So that means, sorry, that means thoughts of wrong view means the thought that associated with wrong view. So when we have a wrong view, for example, like kusala and akusala is not really akusala or kusala, right? It's just determined by people. It's not always true. When we have this kind of thoughts, this kind of idea, we can say this is thoughts of wrong view. Okay, now one more thing here. Whenever we accumulated kusala, right? We also have already mentioned before, avijja, tanha, upadana. So tanha is here very clear, tanha kappa. Upadana also can be wrong view. It's associated with wrong view. So kamu upadana is clinging to sensual pleasure. Detu upadana, silapatu upadana, adavadu upadana, these three are wrong view. Those can be clinging. Okay, the first one is chetana. This is the karma, very clear already. The second one is, we can also say, kilesa. Now finally, the last one, anusati. Connaissance, sahajata, conditions also can be powerful, dependent upanisya conditions of 12 unwholesome. So here we just talk about patana conditions. Or the connection conditions, for example, we have thoughts of wrong view or thoughts of craving. So we have anusaya. Craving also anusaya. Wrong view also anusaya. Right? They will arise together. It can be connection conditions. Okay, we have like a mana anusaya. Mana may conceit or proud or arrogance or stubborn. This also anusaya. It can be connection conditions or pakapeti or karma. Then we have doubt. This is also anusaya, underlying tendency. We also have a hatred, anger, or worry or anything, right? The dosa, patika anusaya. This is also underlying tendency. It can be connection conditions. Another thing, powerful dependence, upanisya conditions. Okay, here in this case, sometimes because of lobha, we accumulate kusala, good things. Okay, if we say practical approach, we wish to be reborn in the Deva realms, that's why we do kusala. So we have attachment or craving for better life. Then we also do kusala karma. So craving is powerful dependence that produces karma. That karma will produce life in the Deva realms. That's why here anusaya, underlying tendency can be upanisya pachaya, upanisya conditions. Actually, when we study patana, we can understand more in detail about it. Okay, I will give some example. In upanisya pachaya, it mentioned raga upanisaya, dhanan, deti, silan, samariyati, upasada kaman, karoti. This one, right? So let me, depending on raga, lust, or attachment, or craving, we do dana and deti. Sila samadhi, we undertake precepts. Upasada kaman, karoti, we undertake upasada kama, upasada sila. Jhana upadeti, now we try to attain jhana. Okay, similarly, it can be many other kusala karma or vipassana or many other kusala karma produced by lust or raga. This is called powerful dependence. Also, it also can be akusala karma. Raga upanisaya. Raga upajati. So produced by raga. We have a stronger raga. It's called also powerful dependent origin. Powerful dependent. Similarly, raga upanisaya draws upajati. Right? For example, because of attachment to somebody, you may have jealousy. Right? There's also dosa. Also, many other akusala karma also can be, right? Produced by raga. Okay, anyway. So anusati means the anusaya kilesa, the underlying tendency can be constant conditions or powerful dependent conditions of 12 unwholesome karmas. Actually, not only that, it also can be kusala karma also actually, right? This is it according to Chirana Sutta. Okay, we have to move another one for today. Aramana. The cause of pattaya of is called aramana in this context. So in the Chirana Sutta, I have already mentioned the cause, aramana means cause here. It doesn't mean aramana conditions, right? If there, okay, one more thing. If there's no intentions, we call chedati, no chedati, right? No chedana, no kusala karma, akusala karma, no thoughts. I have already mentioned tanha and ditthi. Thoughts are craving, thoughts are wrong view, right? Also, there's a no underlying, there's an underlying tendency. Be careful, no intention, no thoughts, but there's an underlying tendency. It will be the cause of karma vijnana. Like, for example, katata karma. We don't have any intention, no thoughts. We do something, right? I've already given one example. Step on an insect unintentionally, right? But later we just know it. Just like this by accident, right? But this karma also can produce karma vijnana. So if there is karma vijnana, it produces new existence. For the arisings of new existence, there is a future birth, aging, death, along with sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair. This is also from Chirana Sutta. Then we also have another angles of the suttas. In the suttas, we can learn 3 links. Karma vijnana. We already mentioned karma vijnana, right? Vijnana paccaya nama rupa. And you are familiar with this Pali, right? Because in our daily we also have already know. Vijnana paccaya nama rupa. In the case of vijnana paccaya, it must be karma vijnana. Right? This is also. That means karma, right? Vijnana namarupa means this is a namarupa in the Ribalinka mind moment. Now, vijnana paccaya tanha kappa. We will talk about tanha kappa, right? Because of tanha, vijnana paccaya, there's the tanha, craving. Then bhava paccaya jati. We've already mentioned if there is these 3, there will be new life, rebirth. This is called bhava paccaya jati. This is another angle of Chirana Sutta. Okay, now, as a conclusions, the last part of today's Dhamma talk. Sumana Devi. Actually, I just wish to introduce, because I have a relationship, that's why I use this story. There can be many other stories we can learn, but it will be too wide, right? Actually, you can go and read many stories in many part of Jatakas or Dhammavara. You can also use any other story, but here I just use Sumana Devi. In the past life, during Vipassi Buddha's era, Sumana Rajakumari was born into a wealthy family. After her father's death, she seized an opportunity to offer food to the Buddha, wrapped in jasmine flowers. Despite initial resistance, she made the resolves that in the very subsequent birth, she should be named Sumana, and her body should be like a garland of jasmine, and her actions earned her the privileges and honors of always being named Sumana and having jasmine flowers fall at her birth in each subsequent life. This is her life story. We can move another one. Next one, the next one. Okay. One more thing here. She was born as a Sumana in this very life, as a daughter of King Pasenadi Kosala. Okay, I just wish to analyze 5 causes I mentioned in the very beginning of today's topic. Offering a garland of jasmine flower and food is a karma. Right? We already talk about 5 causes. We also have already talked about the 3 rounds, karma, kilesa, and vipaka. 2, making aspiration to be a beautiful girl like a garland of jasmine is kilesa. So she has attachment to this kind of life. She made this kind of aspiration. She was born as a daughter of King Pasenadi Kosala. Is vipaka. So these are called 3 rounds of, right? 3 vita, we can say, right? Karma, vipaka, and kilesa. Okay, we can elaborate another way in this story. This was the last part today. The conditions in her birth linking mind moments. Okay, here I should introduce a little bit more about her rebirth linking mind moments. So in her rebirth linking mind moments, there will be 5 aggregates. In every single aggregate, there will be 5 causes. Ignorance is a longing for a beautiful lady. Not really longing for a beautiful lady. That means, according to ultimate reality, there's no beautiful ladies, only Namarupas. But he understood as beautiful lady. This is called ignorance. Right? Okay, in the case of ignorance, we have already said, is a covering for noble truth. So now here her knowledge is covered by ignorance, that she understood as beautiful lady. Then craving for the life of a beautiful lady. This is Dana. Then clinging to the life of a beautiful lady. This is Upadana. So these 3, ignorance, craving, and then clinging, are Upanisya Pachayo. We already mentioned previous one, right? Powerful dependence. Then she produced karma. The volitional formation is offering jasmine garland to the Buddha. Not only that, also offering food also there, right? But these are called volitional formations. We call it sankhara. So that means in the past, she has accumulated this one. These are called volitional formation, sankhara. Karma. So in her past life, near death moment, the karma appear that she was born as Sumana in this very life, right? This is called karma. The karma will appear in near death moments. The karma also associated with many other mentalities. It arises associated with many other mentalities. This is called karma, karmic forks that produce new life, this life. as a sumana. So these are 5 causes that produce 5 aggregates in near-death moment. Sorry, in this very life, new life in the rebellion against mind moment. Then again here, we have to introduce 5 cleaning aggregates in near-death moment. The next one, the last one. These 5 causes produce karma, produce materialities, and rebellion against mind moments in the new life. Okay, karma produce materialities in rebellion against mind moments. So we have to go the last parts, 5 cleaning aggregates. So body translucency and then heart materialities and female cell materialities are the material aggregates. This is the very beginning of her life in the mother's womb. Then the mentality led by feeling is feeling aggregates. Okay, here I just say feeling alone cannot arise. If feeling alone arises alone, we cannot say aggregate also. It arises in group. That's why we say aggregates. Okay, here the mentality led by feeling is feeling aggregates. The mentality led by perception. Here so again, perception alone cannot arise. If perception arises alone, we cannot say aggregates. It will arise together with other mentality. That's why the mentality led by perception is perception aggregates. All other mental factors. Okay, I will say another example. Volition. Volition or chetana is also one of the mentality. Okay, all the mentalities led by chetana, volition, is formation aggregates. Then 5, consciousness is a consciousness aggregate. These are 5 killing aggregates in our rebirth linking mind moment. So these 5 are produced by 5 causes of the past. I have already listed out before. Avijja, ignorance, tanha, craving, upadana, clinging, kilesa, 3 are kilesa. After that we have sankhara, volitional formation that she has accumulated in the past. Then karma that appear in her near-death moments that produce this very life. This also called appear as a karma, right? This is also the cause. We call karma rounds. So this is just an example of cause and effect relationship, past and present, in near-death moments, 5 aggregate methods. So in 𝐸 Toya, when you go and read 𝐸 Toya manual, you can find all the things according to the mind moment, different mind moments. There will be 5 aggregates. In every single mind moment, there will be 5 aggregates. In every aggregate, there will be causes. Some of them will be past causes, some of them will be present causes. So it will be very long and very wide. That's why I will not explain very much in detail. Okay. So anyway, so now today I have already introduced cause and effect relationship, and the karma is a result. As a Buddhists, we believe karma is a result. If we ourselves can experience which karma produce this life, which karma produce our past lives, we can overcome doubt about the karma. We can also overcome doubt about past, present, and future. Not only that, we may have right view. We may have stronger karma ownership knowledge. This karma ownership knowledge is also very useful to beautify our actions, speech, and mind, thoughts. So it will be very strong supporting cause of good karmas. Okay, so we can accumulate good karmas, we also have to do, right? With wisdoms. We can also say with karma ownership knowledge, at the least. If we can have stronger knowledge, we have better benefit or stronger benefit of karma, stronger result of karma, right? Anyway, we can do dana, sila, samatha, and vipassana, and any types of kusala karma. All the karmas where is a result. So to have better results or better producing cause, we must try our best. Okay, may you all be able to practice 3 trainings, and may you all be able to realize final cessation and suffering.
One dummy shadow. Sometimes we may collect some books with other tradition. If we destroy a book with some Buddha pictures inside, is it considered as destroying Buddha and commit the Veti karma? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, in this case, you have some options. Option means, okay, you may burn Buddha's picture, offering to, right, some Buddha or something, right? Okay, I think you may have some special like bowl or something, right? Offering water or something. You can put all the paper into that cup or bowl or anything, and you can set fire, offering the light to the Buddha, right? When you have this kind of burning, it will be okay, right? If you have evil mind, sure, it will be the problem. As long as you don't have evil mind, it's not that much serious. Okay. The next one.
Sadhu, sadhu. One dummy shadow. Jhana is considered as wholesome Veti karma. Why vipassana is not considered as Veti karma? Is holding on to wrong view considered as unwholesome Veti karma? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. So for about the jhana practitioners, if they have attained jhana, they will be reborn in the Brahma worlds. Right? This one is called Veti karma. What about vipassana practitioners? Although they practice vipassana, they can be reborn as a human being. They can be reborn as divine beings. That's why they are not Veti karma. Right? They don't have fixed results. In the case of jhana, they have fixed results. They will be reborn in the Brahma worlds, right? Now that is a holding in wrong view. In this case, we can say persistent wrong view or unchangeable wrong view. It can be considered as unwholesome Veti karma. Right? So for example, there are some believer, right? Although they know the truth, they cannot change. They don't want to change. They still grasping their wrong view. Right? This can be considered as Veti karma. Okay, next one.
One dummy shadow. Does habitual karma include what we always thinking in our mind, or is it only refers to the physical and verbal actions only? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Actually, it also includes our thinking. Right? Every day what we think. Right? If we have many unwholesome, whole day unwholesome thoughts, sure, this become habit also. Right? Similarly, when we have wholesome thought, whole day, it become habit also. That's why it also includes Gaya karma, Vachi karma, Mano karma. That means thoughts, speech, and actions. Okay, next one.
One dummy shadow. Shadow, please advise. Question 1. What's the 9 Nikaya in Myanmar means?
Okay.
2. What are
Okay.
the characteristics of the Dhamma whose aim is liberation? Number 3. How to know and understand a wholesome and unwholesome can be strong in the first jhana, and 7 jhana, second and 6 jhana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. So the first one, 9 Nikaya in Myanmar means, okay, we have 9 different group of bhikkhus community. Okay. Okay, the biggest one is Sudama. Okay. Then the second one is Xuejin. The power is Xuejin tradition. But there are many minority, such as like a Dwara, Mula Dwara, Anachang Dwara, Neton, and many other. We do one or many other small nikayas, right? We call nikayas. Okay. Actually, all the things happen according to the leader of the region. The 𝐭𝐤𝐻𝑒n Nikaya, okay, in the very beginning, we don't have Sudama or 𝐭𝐤𝐻𝑒n. But 𝐭𝐤𝐻𝑒n Nikaya happened because of 𝐭𝐤𝐻𝑒n Sayadaw. So in his time, many of Bhikkhu does not follow Vinaya very well. Then he just live alone. He don't want to associate with many people. He just live alone. Many people like him, right? They also have very strong faith in him. Many people also have very strong faith in him. They follow him. Then it became very big group. Finally, it became 𝐭𝐤𝐻𝑒n Nikaya. Like similarly, another set also similar cases, right? Later, in their region, many bhikkhu didn't follow Vinaya very well. Then one of the very influential bhikkhu follow Vinaya very strictly. Many other bhikkhu also follow him. It became one sect, one sector, we can say, right? One nikaya. So that's why we have 9 nikayas. Although we have 9 nikayas, we can work together. Okay, practically 6 councils held in Buddha, held in Myanmar, right? It includes all the nikayas. They work together. This is a very big event. Okay, according to the region, there will be different regions, there will be different nikaya also. For example, in Mon State, we have Sudama Nikaya, also Dwara Nikaya. Also, we have like a 𝐭𝐤𝐻𝑒n Nikaya, many other small nikaya also. Right? Then anyway, when we invite Dwara Nikaya to come to power, they will come. In some part of the Mon region is like a Mahayana Nikaya. Mahayana Nikaya, right? So sometimes Mahayana Nikaya also invite Paudaya, we will go there. When we invite them, they also come to us, right? This is called, we have, although we have 9 nikayas, we are united, we can say, right? Another thing is the characteristic of Dhamma, whose aim is liberation. This is something strange to me also, right? Whose aim is liberation? What does it mean that? What do you mean, right? I know, according to grammatically, I know this is a adjective clause, right? That modifying Dhamma. Dhamma is not whose, right? Dhamma is not person. We cannot say whose conjunction. I don't know why he used whose and why this question comes up, right? Okay, now 3. How to know and understanding a wholesome and unwholesome can be strong in the first jhana, 7th jhana, and second and 6th jhana. Actually, we cannot know it, right? Only the Buddha can know. That's why I cannot answer this question. Okay. And that's the next one.
One dummy Xiaodao. Xiaodao mentioned when karma matures, it may take one of the 4 functions, for example, productive karma or reinforcing karma, etc. What are the determining factors that make a karma into productive or reinforcing or frustration or interceptive? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, for about the producing karma, right? We have already mentioned Janaka, we also have already mentioned like a Karuka karma, right? Right, this one, right? We can say it will produce new life. For example, Mati karma, sure, it's very mature already. It will produce new life, very clear already, right? So, in the case of Ajina karma or asana karma, sure, we have to think about it because we don't know which karma will become mature in our life, right? We cannot know that one. Okay, for about the protective karma is very clear already. For reinforcing karma, it depends on our condition now, right? We're gonna know which karma reinforce this life. Okay, I'll give one example. In the case of Sumana Devi, okay, because in the story, Sumana Devi, so she offered flower, jasmine flower. This is the main thing, you know. She was to be beautiful like a jasmine. This is the main thing. She also offered foods. Okay. So she was born as a lady, beautiful girl, but she has a lot of foods. Okay. This is reinforcing karma to make her life better. Without nutriment, she will be very skinny and bony. She cannot be a beautiful girl. Right? This also can be reinforcing karma. And just say, according to the story, right? Well, we cannot know which karma is reinforcing, which karma is, right, protecting. We cannot say exactly, right? So that means we here mention what are determining factors that make karma into protective, reinforcing, and frustrating or intercepted. Actually, it depends on many other conditions. Briefly, we can understand somebody. We can say somebody, right? Somebody means, okay, the first one is we call the Kati somebody. Kati somebody means like destination. For example, we are born as a human being, then Kusala Karma will reinforce to be a good human being. Right? So that means, what about the frustrated or intercepted? It can be Kusala or Agusala, either one. Right? So, especially in the case of frustrated, I already mentioned, it can be Agusala, right? It can just start Kusala Karma. In the case of intercept, it can be both Kusala or Agusala, either one. Okay, anyway, this is the main thing, right? The first one is Kati, destination. Then again, another one is Upati, appearance. So, as a human being, we have good appearance or bad appearance. Good looking or bad looking, we can say, right? Somebody has good looking, like beautiful or handsome, something. Then this is also called one of the cause, one of the conditions, right? For about like a good looking people, Kusala Karma they will have more favor, right? By Kusala Karma. Another one is we call Payoga Sambati. Payoga Sambati means like we can say like actions, present karma, present efforts. We are doing good things in this very life. Most of the Kusala Karma will bring good results. Right? Although we have Akusala Karma that can disturb this very life, is not so serious. Because the present karma will interrupt, or maybe like make the Akusala Karma weaker. This is the call, right? We call like a Payoga Sambati. The last one is a Kala Sambati. Kala Sambati means the time. Okay, for example, when we have disaster and a famine, crisis, we all have to suffer, right? So if we have good conditions, good time, normally we are like in the good conditions, then all the karma will favor more. If we have bad conditions like a disaster or famine or crisis, then Kusala Karma cannot favor that much. Akusala Karma can favor more, right? It depends on all these conditions. We can say reinforcing, frustrating, or intercepting karma. Okay? Next one.
When a person practices dependent origination and discern his future life, will he be able to discern and know that a destructive karma will destroy his life in future? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Actually, in the case of different originations, it's not that much in detail. It's almost impossible to see all the things, right? So just normally we can know cause of a relationship, this life and in future life. Okay, next one.
Can only the Buddha know why some people have blue eyes and why some people have black eyes? Is this due to past karma too? Is wanting to listen to Dhamma and practice meditation also due to past karma? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. Actually, all the things, Buddha can know, like all the karma, which karma produces this kind of eyes, this kind of thing, sure. We can say this by only Buddha can know, right? This is also past karma, sure. So maybe not only karma, but kilesa also, right? Wanted to listen to the Dhamma and practice meditation also due to past karma. We can also say partially is past karma, right? If you don't have, okay, I will say many people here, right? Many people complain, I don't think I have parami to attain jhana or something. That they say that kind of, whenever they complain that kind of things. I also ask many questions to them. Okay, one of the questions, who encourages you to meditate? Right? Actually, in my case also, I myself decide to be meditators. I think everybody here, right? All the listeners here, right? You may have your own determination, your own decision to be a meditator. This is past karma. That means your parami is strong enough, right? Okay, we have some sign of parami. One of the sign of parami is when to live in the seclusion or solitudes. Yeah, in the case of solitudes, this also includes meditations or living alone. This also gives you seclusion, right? Solitudes. If we say physical solitude or bodily solitude, this means living alone. If we say mental solitudes, this means meditation. That's why this also past karma. That means you have parami, force you to meditate. Okay? The next one.
Well, let me see, this Pakkapeti is a function of a 𝐸𝐸. And when someone meets the Buddha, is it considered a Karuka karma? If someone happy, he can be reborn in the Deva realm. And when he is unhappy, then he will be reborn in the Apaya, the woeful state. Is that correct?
When seeing the Buddha, right?
Yeah, is seeing the Buddha considered Karuka karma? This is the first part. Second part is
seeing the Buddha, we cannot say Karuka karma, right? Seeing the Buddha is just seeing the Buddha. Okay, one more thing, the thoughts, right? It's been our thoughts, our intention. If we have unwholesome thoughts when seeing the Buddha, sure, this is akusala karma, right? It doesn't mean it's a mighty karma. So, as you mentioned in the question, right, he will be reborn in the hell. So, seeing the Buddha, if we are happy, that then wholesome minds, we can reborn the Devarams. So, this is correct.
And also, Sayadaw, Pakkapeti, is it a function of one 𝐸𝐸?
We cannot say 𝐸𝐸. Pakkapeti means, okay, here we say thoughts, right? Thoughts mean, I already mentioned, Tanakapa, Detikapa. Thoughts of, right? We're gonna Vidaka, right? Thoughts of craving, thoughts of wrong view.
Wandami Sayadaw, this is my experience. There was a Thai monk who was able to know the knowledge of my sister's past life and overcome this past bad karma. It was recommended to do marriage, and if I remember correctly, in this case, donating 9 robes to the monk, function use, I think release the use, and then funds for the construction of the temples and umbrellas. Is this action permissible to do? And is this a right or wrong view? My friends say it can boost good deeds to bear fruits quickly. Can good deeds be made quickly and bear fruits like that? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Actually, okay, if somebody say like that, don't believe, right? If somebody say, right, that they can read the past life or somebody that don't believe that kind of things, really. If somebody can read, they will not say like that. Is a bhikkhu say like this, that is cheating, right? So for about like a good things, like okay, for example, offering 9 set of robes, it depends on how strong your minds, what's your aim, right? It depends on many other conditions. We can say this is a good karma. Similarly, the function ills, okay, the releasing ease, we can say, right? This is also a good thing, okay. Anyway, the funds for construction, this is also a good thing. Umbrella, this is also good things, okay. All his recommendation is good things to do. But the way he interprets it, the way he encourages it wrong, right? Don't believe this kind of bhikkhu, right? So one more thing he also at the end mentioned, right? My friend, your friend said, right? It can boost good deeds to bear fruit quickly. It's impossible. We're gonna make the fruits quickly, right? Sometimes this is a really very, it kind of wrong you, we can say, right? So okay, if we can say briefly, we're gonna make good deeds to bear as a fruit quickly. We're gonna do it, right? Another one. The next one.
How to differentiate the true Dhamma and the wrong Dhamma accurately or correctly? How to distinguish the true Dhamma and the wrong Dhamma correctly?
Okay. So you can understand the way 4 paths, right? So the Buddha said, if there's a no way 4 path, there's a noble person. If there's a no way 4 path, there's no noble persons. So you must learn the way 4 paths properly. Okay, if your practice in accordance with no way 4 paths is right. If your practice is not in accordance with no way 4 paths is wrong. Okay, this is an easier understanding for beginners. Actually, if we talk about many other things, it will be very, very messy. Okay.
Vandamisado, for the precept of Panatipata, I understand that if we do not have the intention, then we do not commit any killing. Today, Sayadaw mentioned that if there is an underlying tendency, but without intention, we step on ants, there is still a cause of karma vijnana, and such karma vijnana will produce a new existence. I do not understand about this point. Could Sayadaw please explain again? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. So that means actually you step on it, later you know. Right? And that means you don't have very strong intention, you just step on it, later you realize, right? This can be considered as a karma, right? Anyway, okay, I should give another example for that one, because I just talk about akusala karma. In the case of kusala karma also, it can be, right? So for example, you don't have very strong intention to do dana. On the way somebody needs, you just give, like a throwing away. Right? You also have many, many extra things. You just pass to somebody who needs. Right? So in this kind of case, we can also say, you don't have very strong intentions, but you do dana. Like a throwing away, you throw away your properties, right? So it will be useful for example, you throw away some of the foods, right? Then dog will eat. Right? It's useful for the dog. And later you sell or the dog are eaten. Right? So in this case, although you don't have very strong happiness or anything, or you think this is useful, it becomes karma. Actually, you don't have any intention to do kusala or anything, right? It can be many other cases like that. In the case of akusala, sure, without intention, we cannot say this is a healing.
Some meditator will have such view as when he enters into Nibbana, then everything has disappeared. There will be nothing left. So how to understand Nibbana correctly?
Actually, we cannot say like that, right? Nibbana means when we enter into fruition attainment, or when we attain Nibbana, our mind will know the cessations of nama rupas. Right? It doesn't mean nothing remains. We have consciousness that know the cessations of nama rupas. Okay?
Vandamisado, does using body wash, soap, shampoo, or brushing our teeth break one of the 8 precepts? Is it the same as beautifying and adorning oneself with garlands, fragrance, and makeup? If we accidentally step on an insect, is that bad karma or does it break the precepts? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Actually, using body wash, so this kind of thing is actually okay, as long as, okay, for example, like body wash, some of body wash are very strong smell. As people, we are not allowed to use these kind of things. Similarly, the soap or shampoo or anything, right? It's very strong smell or very good smell. We should not use. We may have attachment to the fragrance. Similarly, about brushing teeth or any other thing, in this case, we cannot say breaking precepts, as long as it's just a natural things. Okay, for example, now I'm using the soup made from tamarind, right? Also not strong smell, just mostly is like natural smell. So this kind of thing cannot be considered as a beautifying. Okay, so if like a very good smell, if we use this kind of things, it can like a breaking precepts. For about like accidentally step on the insects, if you don't know, right, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you know and you may regret for it. It can be akusala karma. Okay, if you don't know anything, sure, we cannot say akusala karma, right? Anything?
Wandami Sayadaw. Number one, last week Sayadaw said Sayadaw studied many teachings, and for Sayadaw's practice, Sayadaw chose Pa'al Toya. Please, Sayadaw gave suggestions on what are the criteria for this selection. Number two, making aspiration to attain Nibbana. What's this kind of karma? Number three, which is the best to be Arahat or to be Pachika Buddha? Is there is it there is a mention in Pali text? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. So here you also ask, right? Why I choose Paudaya, the criteria of selections. Actually, there are many issues I have to explain. Okay, the first one, according to Abhidhamma Sangha, okay, we have to study Abhidhamma Sangha since we are in grade 3. In Myanmar, we call Patamala. Okay, the basics, after the second basic level, after we have three more level before Dhammatriya, right? So in Patamala, we have already studied Abhidhamma Sangha, 9th chapter of Abhidhamma Sangha. In the Abhidhamma Sangha, it just mentions about Namarupa Parichera Jnana. We have to practice Lakhana Rasa Vajupatthana Bhadatthana, the main characteristics, function, manifestation, prosemic cause. So very beginning of Vipassana. In many other traditions, it doesn't mention anything about it. Only in Paudaya tradition is mentioned. Okay, this is the one thing, right? Okay, another issues like 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸 Okay, I have listened some Dhamma talk of other teacher, other traditions. If you can just know meditation subject continuously without any wandering thoughts, this is purification of the mind. This is taught by one of the meditation teacher, right? I have learned in another center. We cannot have this kind of statements in the Tipitaka. So when we study, okay, I will say Viddhamata Sangha. The first part we have to, as every Myanmar bhikkhu have already learned Viddhamata Sangha. Those who have already passed Tamala, they have already known Viddhamata Sangha, right? So okay, Viddhamata Sangha mentioned Upachara Samadhi, Apana Samadhi as Chitta Visuddhi. So I also realized many teachers, they just give instruction through their experiences. They interpret their experiences as insight knowledges. I understand very briefly after reading many books written by many different teachers, right? But in Power traditions, in Power tradition, we can say, right? Very big collections of practices. Not that simple, not that easy. Even Namarupa, not that easy. He put all the material from different texts into practice. That's why not that easy to experience Namarupas, dependent originations, everything, right? So this is the one thing. Another thing is I also have known that Paudaya tradition is not that easy. Not that easy means it will take at least 1.5 years, according to my knowledge, before I came to Pautaya. For other traditions, okay, I will give very easy example, right? If we study 45 days, we can study all their traditions. 1.5 months, 45 days. In Pautaya, 1.5 year, you can imagine how different. Right? So actually we have another issues. Another one is actually Paul Sierra is the principal teacher of Pautaya tradition. So I want to learn from principal teacher. This is the one thing. Right? So when teacher passed away, we don't know the second generation will maintain the tradition or not. We are not sure. And many traditions spawned by new generations. That's why I just want to learn from principal teacher. Okay, with the last one. Very important one, right? So that means I haven't never seen Mahasi Sayadaw because he passed away long times ago, right? When I was very little boy, maybe. Suddenly Mogo Sayadaw passed away long times ago. Kabulu Sayadaw passed away long times ago. Even I haven't never seen them in person. Right? But for Paul Sayadaw, in my time, he appeared in Myanmar. Right? Actually, like a Mahasi Sayadaw also very strong in Vinaya. Very strict Vinaya. They follow Vinaya very strictly. Kabulu Sayadaw follow Vinaya very strictly. I don't know many other teachers, they follow Vinaya or not. I'm not sure. Anyway, so that means, according to Vinaya, actually, I also have very strong faith in other teachers. But according to the practice, I have very strong faith in Paul Sayadaw. This is the one thing, right? That's why I choose Pautaya. Okay, now making aspiration to attain Nibbana. What kind of karma? Actually, this also goes like karma, right? You don't make any aspiration to be given the better life or anything. This is for your fulfilling parami is okay. 3, which is the best to be an arhat or to be Pachika Buddha? Is mentioned in Pali text? I'm not quite clear. What does it mean?
I think it says that is there any mention in the Pali text about this choice?
The best to be. Actually, okay. It depends on your personality, right? The Buddha said, I don't recommend any lives in the samsara, right? It's your personality. We cannot say which one is the best choice because this is very, very personal, right? I cannot say which one is the best. It depends on your preference or their personality. Okay. The next one.
Wandami Sayadaw, how do we make our wish come true like Sumana Devi? If we offer food and water to Buddha image or statue, will our wish also come true if we have sila and faith? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. So, okay, actually, if you have sila and it's good enough, right? So we have one statement in one text. If we are virtuous, then our wish will come true because our mind is pure. Our intentions are pure, right? That's why it's possible if you have strong sila. Okay, next one.
Wandami Sayadaw, when practicing dependent origination, how to discern karma practically? Is this referred to karma sati force? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. Actually, when we practice dependent originations, we must know the karma that be in near-death moment. That means we can say karma, right? Also, we can also know actual time of offering. Actual time of doing that karma. This is called sankhara, right? So, okay, that means the main thing is the karma will appear in near-death moment. There's the vital force of the karma it will produce new life. So, okay, the main thing is we must see past lives. We must see near-death moment karma. Then we must see its a result in the future. This is called descending karma, right? Karma is a result. Next one.
Is it good karma to wish to become a Buddha? If someone thinks about becoming a Buddha, is he making good karma just by thinking about it, or because he has the faith in the Buddha's quality and is inspired by it? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Actually, okay, this is also personal, actually, right? Of course, if you may wish to become a Buddha, this is good karma, sure. Right? Another thing, at the same time, you also have Uvijjhatana, Upadana also. Right? According to ultimate reality, there's no Buddha, only Namarupas. Right? So that means whatever karma, when you have this kind of wish, it will be accompanied by Avijja, Tanha, Upadana. So, okay, one more thing, the second part. Actually, if we know Buddha's quality and Buddha's fulfillment or anything, right? We have very strong faith, inspired by all the things, then we may make aspiration. Okay, this is also actually good things. We can say good karma. But anyway, whenever we make aspiration, we must not forget. There's a Avijja, Tanha, Upadana. Okay?
Sadhu, sadhu. I really want to attain jhana, psychic powers, and vipassana knowledges. Is it possible for someone to attain jhanas or vipassana knowledge at home if he doesn't have a teacher and only listen to the Dhamma talks and read good meditation books? How do we be skillful in meditation, and what lifestyle should we have as a layperson to attain jhana? Could Sayadaw please give me some advice on becoming a successful in meditation? What is the easiest meditation subject? Is it Buddha Nusati, Metta, Kasina, or Anapanasati? What is the fastest meditation subject to attain concentration and to see the truth? How do we make our minds harmonious with the meditation subject? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Oh, many questions, huh?
Yes.
Okay, so that means for about the practitioner as a lay person, it depends on your lifestyle also, right? Actually, you have to learn something about prerequisites of meditation in Visuddhimagga. For example, we have, we can say like a impediment, 10 impediments, right? You must cut 10 major impediments or minor impediments. These are important, this one thing, right? Another thing is like suitable conditions. You also have to learn 7 suitable conditions, right? This is also important to know, to follow. Another thing is a skill. If you don't have any skills, you cannot improve anything. Okay, for about the reading the books, okay, it depends on what kind of books you read also. Reading good books mean, right? It depends on how you understand the books also. If you have very strong the knowledge or very strong when we stand to analyze or understand Pali and its meaning, it will be easier by reading like your own, for example, like as Myanmar people, right? As Burmese, if I read Myanmar books and if I read Pali books, I have a different understanding. If I read Pali, I can understand deeper than Myanmar language, right? Similarly, you may read English version, but you may read Pali version. If you can really read in Pali, you may have deeper understanding. So it depends on your skill of learning, okay? So, okay, the main thing is that you must learn what to overcome before start meditating, what to avoid, what to do, what not to do, right? This is also important. I already mentioned 7 suitable conditions and 10 impediments. That's basically. Actually, we don't have easiest meditation subjects. It depends on your experience and skill, right? Sometimes, okay, although I say trying to be natural, but many people ask how to be natural, right? Similarly, try to harmonize your mind with the breath. But many people also ask how to harmonize with the breath, but not that easy, right? So if you yourself experience harmonizing your mind and breath, you will know. Your experience will teach you. That's why we cannot say easiest way. We cannot say fastest way to attain concentration, right? So it depends on skill. If you are skillful, it will be faster. If you are not very skillful, it will be slower, right? So that means all the things come from skill, not durations, not the lifetimes, right? Okay, next one.
One Dhamisiado, is Nila Kasina blue, green, or black Kasina? Some translate Lina as blue. If Nila means black, what is the Pali word for blue? Can we attain jhana by focusing on blue? Is the Visuddhi Magga, the English translation says that we can focus on blue lotus, Giri Kanika, morning glory, flowers, or we can make a kasina dish with one of the color elements such as bronze green, leaf green, anjana ornament black, surrounding it with a different color. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so that means the blue, but a little bit brownish blue, right? Similarly, brownish green, okay, it will be possible. We cannot say purely green or purely blue. It's almost impossible, right? Okay, I will give one example. So from the 32 body parts, we can practice kasinas. They also mention black kasina. Why we say black kasina? Because head hair, right? Head hair, right? From head hair, by taking head hair as an object, we can also practice black kasina, nila kasina, okay, according to the Pali. That is why it must be black, because we Asian people have black hair. We don't have blue hair, right? Now in modern society, okay, many young boy, young girl, they dye their hair blue, right? This is not natural. If we say natural hair, it must be black. Okay, so that's why it should be black kasina. If we say blue, also it must be maybe brownish blue, maybe. If we say green, also it can be like a brownish green, maybe, right? But I don't recommend that kind of things, because according to, right, maybe, okay, here we also mention, right, for example, lotus blue. Actually, now we have blue lotus, but at the time of the Buddha, we are not sure what kind of color it is, right? Okay, anyway, there are many other issues, other options, right? Okay, but briefly, I can understand it must be black or brown. Okay, next one.
Okay. Wanda Misiado, what should we say to someone who is going to die to make them feel happy? Is it appropriate to say that you have done good deeds, you can go to heaven so that you don't have to worry? In Vinaya, is there some cases where monks saying that to kill someone? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, in this case, like if we say normally means you have accumulated this kind of kusala karma, this kind of kusala karma, right? So then the kusala karma can produce better life. Just talking about the kusala karma and result, in this case, we cannot say killing. It will be some problem. Somebody wants to commit suicide, right? Then you may say, oh, you have accumulated many kusala karma. Then if you pass away, you will be reborn in the heaven. And this is like encouraging other people to commit suicide, right? In this case, we can say killing. In Pali, you mention marana wanawa sawaneya maranaya wa samatapeya, right? That means they praise, or he praises the death or the value of death, right? The benefit of death or the benefit of suicide. It can be killing. If we just say to remember his past karma or kusala karma, to recall kusala karma, this kind of case will be okay. Okay.
Vandamisiado is Nibbana a Nama Dhamma?
Okay. And Abhidhamma Sangha, it also mentioned, right? Nibbana is a nama. Because we cannot see any rupa there, right? We cannot say there's a materiality there. That's why it's like similar to nama. Now next one.
What about taking gall, brownish green as Nila Kasina object? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
You mean call me ghost though?
I suppose so, Bante.
Okay. Brownish green maybe possible, but actually I don't recommend this kind of messy thing, right? If we say Nila, like I have already mentioned, right? Head hair is black. It should be black kasina. Okay, one more thing. You know, have you ever read the chapter of Abhinyana? In the case of chapter of Abhinyana, if we want to make it dark, we must enter into black kasina, right? So to make it dark in the lighting room, it must be black, right? If totally black, it will become dark, right? That's why I don't recommend this kind of silly color, right? The green or blue or any color, I don't recommend, right? It should be black. If you want to know the purpose of practicing black kasina, go and read in the chapter of, how useful the black kasina, you can go and read the chapter of Abhinyana, especially Ētivida Abhinyana, you will know it, right? Iddhavadaja amehi sambadam bunya sambadam sabbe deva numodandu sabbe buddha numodandu sabbe sada numodandu sabba sambati siriya idam me nyatinam hotu sukhita hontu nyadayo idam me nyatinam hotu sukhita hontu nyadayo idam me nyatinam hotu sukhita hontu nyadayo idam me bunyam asawakaya waham hotu idam me bunyam nibbanasa bhajayo hotu mama bunya bhagam sabbasadanam bhajemi te sabhe me samam punya bhagam labandu
Sadhu,
sadhu sadhu
sadhu,
sadhu.
sadhu.